Suzy and Friends with Suzy Cato, Zealand's favourite kids podcast.
This is Suzy and Friends
with Suzy Cato.
Kia ora e hoa, it's Suzy Cato here.
And Trevor here as well with Suzy and Friends in a podcast
where we kōrero with our favourite people, you and your whānau. Do our best to bring a smile to your dial and learn a bunch of cool things with you while teasing our brains, learning new phrases in te reo Māori and hearing about cool things kids like you like to do.
Brain teaser first. This one is from Arthur from Whanganui, who loves the podcast, told his class all about the podcast and suggested they listen to it as well.
Oh wow, thank you Arthur. And thank you for the brain teaser, it's a goodie. Are you ready? Okay. There's only one word in the dictionary that's spelt wrong. What is it?
Wow, Arthur must be pretty good at spelling if he was able to find a word spelt wrong in the dictionary. 'Cause, there must be 200,000 words in the dictionary.
Yes, but only one of them is spelt wrong. Do you know which one it is?
Is it a long word like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
No, it's not particularly long, but it is surprisingly wrong.
Is it one of those confusing words like discombobulate?
No, it's not particularly confusing, but it is completely wrong.
Oh, hang on. Is it the word wrong?
Yes, the only word that's spelt wrong in the dictionary is W-R-O-N-G, wrong.
Ha! Well done, Arthur. That was great. That definitely teased my brain.
Did it tease your brain too? Well, what about that sound? What's that sound?
What's that sound? He aha teratangi. It's our competition with no prize. We play the sound, you try to guess it, and if you guess correctly, we all clap and stamp and cheer and say congratulations, and you get to do a happy dance. Let's listen to that sound one more time. Whakarongo.
What's that sound? It could be a couple of things, so we'll play it again and give you a clue a little later in the show. And we'll tell you the answer at the end of the podcast, okay? What's that sound?
Oh, I think I know. I know what it is. I reckon it's a...
Shh. If you think you know, just keep it to yourself so you can give everyone else a chance to guess too, okay? Coming up on Suzy and Friends, we've got stories from Peter Gilderdale and William. We'll learn something new with It's Called to Kōrero and fun facts. And Shanae is going to tell us all about a book she read recently.
And Morgan, Levi and Edward are going to tickle your funny bone with this week's jokes. Here they are right now.
Okay, on your marks, get set, go.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Police.
Police who?
Please open the door. I need to use the bathroom. What do you call two robbers? A pair of knickers. How do you catch a rabbit?
How do you catch a rabbit? With a net?
No.
No, how?
Hide behind a tree and make a noise like a carrot. This is Suzy and Friends with my friend and your friend, Suzy Cato.
Hey, did you have a favourite from those three jokes? One you'd like to share with your friends? I did. I really liked the last one about catching the rabbit by pretending to be a carrot. That's my kind of joke.
Yeah, that was good. The knock-knock joke was funny too. But I think my favourite was the joke about the two robbers. That was so funny. I reckon you could tell all those 3 jokes and get lots of laughs from your friends.
Good idea. I agree. Hey, why don't you try it out and see what happens? Okay, it is time for some fun facts now. Some facts that are fun. What are we learning about today, Suzy?
Fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts.
Ice cream. Because I learnt something cool about ice cream that I thought you'd like to know too. Fun fact 1. When ice cream was first invented, it wasn't actually made of milk. It was apparently sweetened ice flavoured with fruit. And it was apparently invented around 2,500 years ago. Fun fact 2. The first ice cream cones were invented at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, Missouri. They were invented by ice cream makers to give people ice cream at the fair without creating lots of rubbish. How clever was that? And my favourite fun fact, the one I thought you'd like to know? The country that eats the most ice cream per capita than any other country is... What do you think it might be? In which country do the people eat more ice cream than any other country in the world per person? Do you think it would be the country with the most people? No. It's a small but very beautiful country tucked away at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean with only around 5 million people. And those people eat more ice cream per person than a country with billions of people. And that country is New Zealand. Apparently, we eat around 28 litres of ice cream each year. That's 14 ice cream containers each. And that's fun facts for today.
Whoa, I must be way behind on my ice cream eating, I think.
Me too. And you know what? That's a good thing. I think they might calculate it by adding in all the millions of tourists that eat ice cream while they're here in New Zealand.
Yeah, that might explain it. 28 litres of ice cream for each person every year. That is a lot. Hey, Room 8 of St Mary's Primary School has a little yellow digger story that they absolutely love, so they have requested it for this week.
Oh, which one is it?
It's this one.
The Little Yellow Digger and the Whale by Betty Gilderdale. Rolling and leaping at their play, 2 whales swam in a sunlit bay. The tide was turning quickly. The mother felt it go, and straight away swam out to sea. The baby was too slow. And now it lay there gasping in the growing heat of day, while its very worried mother swam up and down the bay. But the little yellow digger was not very far inland. Its driver had a message to go and lend a hand. They rattled down the rocky road that led towards the sea. The little whale was stranded there. They'd help to set it free. The digger drove between the rocks in the early morning sun. Its driver looked about him to see what could be done. He would have to dig a channel, deep enough and wide to float the little whale out upon the turning tide. The whale's home was water. Its skin must not be dry. In sunshine it would overheat and very soon might die. But people started to arrive for a picnic by the sea. Could they keep the whale alive until it was set free? Children digging in the sand were asked to lend a pail, which they could fill with water to pour upon the whale. The digger's driver promised if they'd also lend a spade, he'd let them build a castle when the whale had been saved. So while the digger shovelled sand, they organised a team of young and old, of tall and small, to get water from the stream. Then everybody took a turn to fill buckets from a pool and pass them on along the line to keep the whale cool. As they poured the water on, the whale just seemed to know that they were trying to help it as they talked and called it Joe. And all the while the little digger dug deep to make the channel bigger. Every time its shovel filled, it chugged along the shore, then emptied it to make a mound, and still it went for more. The digger now had dug a trench deep enough and wide to float the little whale out upon the turning tide. But the very last few metres must be dug by spade, because the digger's clatter would make the whale afraid. The time had come. The tide had turned. The waves surged in. The whale could swim. Right out it went in sea and spray to join its mother in the bay. Then everybody raised a cheer for the driver and the digger, because they set the whale free when they made the channel bigger. "Now pick up buckets, pick up spades," the digger's driver said. "We'll make a castle from that mound before we go to bed." They pattered, dug, and shaped the mound, till on that sunny day, the biggest castle ever made stood in the tree-fringed bay. While rolling, leaping, at their play, 2 whales swam in the sunlit bay.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
The little yellow digger saves the whale, especially for Ngā Tamariki of Room 8 at St Mary's Primary School. That was Peter Gilderdale, and a story by his mum and dad. Betty Gilderdale wrote the story, and Alan Gilderdale illustrated it.
We'll have another Little Yellow Digger story next week. Do you think it should be The Little Yellow Digger and the Bones? Or should it be The Little Yellow Digger Finds Treasure? Well, the one that gets the most votes will get played next week. How about that?
Oh, good idea. Suzy@suzy.co.nz is our email address. Maybe ask your class to vote so you all get to hear your favourite Little Yellow Digger story. We've got The Little Yellow Digger and the Bones or The Little Yellow Digger Finds Treasure. Which one's your favourite of those two?
Okay, now let's play What's That Sound? He aha tērā tangi. Okay, let's have another listen. Here we go.
He aha tērā tangi. What's that sound?
It's the sound made by a living thing. It's a small living thing, and you usually hear this sound in the garden in spring and summer, usually. We'll play the sound one more time at the end of the podcast, and if you guess correctly, it'll be a bit of a buzz for you, won't it?
I think everyone will be doing a happy dance with that many clues, Trevor. Hey, William is on the way with a story all about buying a recorder. And we've got an awesome joke from Isaac to share.
But first, we've found a cool kid just like you who's read a book they really enjoyed recently. Here they are.
Hi, my name's Shanae and I'm 10 years old. And today I'm going to be reviewing Īhaka and the Unexpected Visitor. It's by Kirsty Wadsworth and it is illustrated by Zat Waipara. It's a really good book because it's got loads of cool pages that you get to learn some of the gods like Tangaroa, Tāne Mahuta, Tāwhiti Mate and Ruau Moko. The unexpected visitor was Tāwhiti Mate because Tāwhiti Mate lost his cloud for the rainstorm before the night. So he had to try and find it, so he came to Īhaka's house. Īhaka helped him by going to Tangaroa Tāwhiti Mate asking them, but they hadn't seen it until he went to his mum with Tāwhiti Mate and he his mum said she saw a little cloud in the shed and it was crying because it got lost. I loved reading it because my sister was reading it with me. The message of the story is, I think, helping each other. It reminds me of when I do gardening with my mother because it makes me very happy. I really think kids would like this book. My name's Shanae and I'm 10 years old and this is my review of Īhaka and the Unexpected Visitor. Hope you like this book.
Kia ora, Shanae. Thanks for talking about the book Īhaka and the Unexpected Visitor. I got to read that book in Suzy's book corner too. It's story number 123. But we have over 210 stories in Suzy's book corner now. Hey, ask your folks if you can have some screen time later and I can read you a story too.
Good idea. To find Suzy's book corner, find the link at suzy.co.nz. Okay, now it's cool to kōrero. So what are we going to learn today, Kayako Kato?
How about something that you can say when you're looking for something? Like if you want to practice shooting hoops for basketball or netball, or you want to play a game of handball, you can ask, Kei hia te pōro? Where is the ball? Kei hia te pōro? Kei hia te is where is, and pōro is the ball. So, kei hia te pōro? Where is the ball? How about you try saying it with me? Let's say it one word at a time. Kei hia te pōro. And we'll put it all together. Say it after me. Kei hia te pōro? Where is the ball?
Good question. I think the ball is in the cupboard. But don't go and get it just now because you might miss Isaac's joke. Yep, Isaac has a joke.
He sure does, though it could almost be a brain teaser. What never asks questions but gets lots of answers?
I don't know, Isaac. What never asks questions but gets a lot of answers?
A doorbell.
Great joke, Isaac. Thank you very much. And if you have a joke that you'd like to share, you can send it to us, Suzy at suzy.co.nz, or you can use the message box on our website. The website? suzy.co.nz. We love getting jokes. We love getting messages from all our friends.
We sure do. Now, William went to the shops the other day and bought something pretty cool. Hi, William.
Hi, my name is William and this is my story about buying a recorder. On the weekend, I bought a recorder from a music shop. I know one note, which is note B. We bought a theory book. My recorder is green. I bought the recorder because I have recorder lessons.
How cool, William, going to buy your own recorder and getting recorder lessons. Maybe you play the recorder too. Or maybe you play a different instrument. Would you like to tell your story on Suzy and Friends? Email us and let us know. Suzy at suzy.co.nz. That's our email address. We'd love to hear from you.
We'd love for you to win the game What's That Sound as well. So let's play the sound one last time.
He aha te rātangi. What's that sound? It's the sound of...
A bee buzzing around in the garden. Did you guess correctly? Well, if you did, be like a bee and have a little happy dance. Yep, bees do happy dances. Did you know that is how bees communicate? They wiggle their bottoms.
How does it go?
I'm not too sure, but I'm picking at something like this.
It is just like a happy little dance, isn't it? I think I'll do it too. But first, we'd better say thank you to everyone who helped make Suzy and Friends today, including all the people that emailed us like Arthur and Isaac and everyone in room 8 at St Mary's Primary School.
Thank you, Morgan, Levi and Edward for sharing your very funny jokes.
And Shanae for talking about Kirsty Wadsworth's book, Īhaka and the Unexpected Visitor, and William for telling us his story about buying a recorder.
Thanks, Peter Gilderdale, for sharing the Little Yellow Digger story.
Kia ora to everyone at New Zealand On Air.
And a huge thank you to all our friends at RNZ, especially Brianna, Jamie, Phil, Tim and Duncan.
And the biggest thank you of all goes to you. Thank you for joining us.
We'll have another episode of Suzy and Friends for you on Monday, and there'll be a new episode every single Monday for the rest of the year. Ka kite.
Have a delightful day and a wonderful week, and we'll have lots of fun with you next time. Ka kite e hoa. Goodbye, my friend.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.